Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm a little late here today. I'm kind of filling in. Liz is out in the field looking at property and rentals. And she's documenting her journey as a real estate investor and what she's coming across and starting her business because for the last few years she has been wholesaling, but now she is also getting into rentals. So it will be really exciting for everybody here to follow her journey, and I'm sure she has been posting in the group. So today we're going to talk about books and tools, and I'm going to pull up a list here that I can share with you of some of the top recommendations, and more importantly, honestly, what I like the most and how they can impact and do something different in your own personal journey and life. Okay, because I always say that real estate can go only so far. At the end of the day, is only honestly 20% of what you do. You have to have the skills, you have to have the knowledge, you have to know what to do. But if your mindset is not in the right place in doing it, if you're not really focused and you have a create this energy around you, this environment that's going to help you to thrive, you unfortunately are not going to be successful. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that as well. So we're going to go over the list here today, and then also we're going to have a really cool raffle I was sent here. It's going to be a book, a package, and some of the books in there I'm going to share with you. It's going to be actually some of the books we're going to talk about today. Okay, now a few days ago they shared a PDF, and then the PDF, make sure you download it because there is a lot more of a comprehensive list there of different books that could help you in the mindset. And these are personally handpicked from me and Liz. Okay, so these are books that we actually read. So it's not something that we just heard or maybe went on the bestsellers list. No, these are books that we actually read. And also the podcasts that I share with you are podcasts that we actually listen to because it made a huge difference in our life. And I want to share something very personal with you. Okay, I've been in this business for 36 years. I've been in the business for a long time. And I went through the ups and downs of the business, right? They always say to be a coach, a valuable coach, you have to have gone to hell and back. Okay, you have to be. You cannot be a good coach if everything has been perfect in your life. You have to have rebuilt yourself again. So back in 2007, with the housing crisis and everything happening, I lost the business. I lost friendships. I lost people that I knew. People that I trusted were actually the ones that hurt the most, and so I went down this dark path back in 2007 where I thought I was on top of the world and all of a sudden I wasn't. And with that said, it was really a lot of soul searching. For the next couple of years, between 2007 and 2009, I had to realize, okay, what's going on here? What am I going to do different in my life? How am I going to approach this? And at that point, I also even hated real estate because real estate had created a lot of money, a lot of great things, but also took it everything away. So I went into the soul searching, and what really helped me is, first of all, be around a community of like-minded people. So, for example, I found this group of small business entrepreneur, and that they actually had to rebuild their life and their business. Okay, and also I found this group of entrepreneurs, same group, that were very focused on mindset. So I started going there not knowing what to expect really, and then after that I just started getting more into the understanding that that was actually making a difference. So it was a little baby steps in the beginning, and then I said, there is something to it. I started seeing almost serendipity of things happening in my life, almost like the universe was going to bring this to my attention and say, do this, stick with this, let's do this. And so that's what happened. And so back in 2009, I was back in real estate. I was doing short sales, pre-foreclosures, and started doing a ton of deals again. But it was because of my mindset. Instead of giving up, I gave up for a minute and I found myself. Okay, so I just want to share with you how that important it is. So let's get into some of the books. And like I said, please download the PDF that we'll share with you at the beginning of the week. I'm just going to share the ones that I particularly like. So first of all, I will start with the basic one, Miracle Morning. There is a saying that says, if you win the morning, you win the day. Okay, if you win the morning, you win the day. So to set up yourself for success from morning is crucial. Okay, so that's the thing you have to realize. Set up yourself for morning. So there are 6 things. You go read this book; it's amazing. But there are 6 things that you have to do basically every day. And personally, I kind of multitask some of these things, and I'll share with you in a minute how I do it. So first of all is read. Well, they can be done in any order, by the way. But is read, meditate, visualize, affirmations, and then you do some type of exercise and journaling. Okay, so those are the 6 things. Now you can multitask. So for example, I go for a walk, exercise, while I listen to an audiobook, which counts for reading. And then as I listen to the audiobook, I go into what I also call walking meditation. And when I stop or I get to the park, I sit down on a bench and I write my journal while I also do my affirmations. And affirmation is something I do throughout the day. So see how you can multitask these things. So you know, but even if you do 10 minutes of each one, even if you do 1 minute, they say in the book, of each one, it's going to really change your life. Okay. So Miracle Morning is definitely a great book. They also have it as an audiobook. I personally like audiobooks because, like I shared with you, I like to read, quote unquote, as I am mobile, either I drive or I walk. Another great book is the ones that, like I said, there are several here. I'm just going to go over the ones that really made a difference in my life. Any books by John Randolph Price. They're too small. They're very small. I mean, really tiny books, but they are very powerful. One is called The Abundance, and the other one is called Super Beings. Okay, John Randolph Price, and basically is it's a great book. The Abundance talks about the mindset and energy around money. Super Beings talks about your basically how powerful we are as individuals. Okay, so those are 2 small books that I have with me all the time. I can refer back to it. Sometimes I flip through and just open on a page and then read that page if I need some extra motivation or help. Another one I like, this author too, Gabrielle Bernstein. She wrote 2 books, The Universe Has Your Back, which also has a workbook, and Super Attractor, which also has a workbook. She wrote other books as well, and I read them, but these 2 are really the ones that I keep in my library. One of the things I do a lot of times, if I'm not sure if I like a book, honestly, I go to I go to a library and I see if I have it. You know, I go online and order through the library system and then read it. And if I like it, then I go ahead and buy it on Amazon or I get it as an audiobook. That's a way for me to really get into something without knowing for sure if I like it. So that's something I did with Gabrielle Bernstein. I got several of her books, but those 2 are the ones that really inspire me and really got, you know, something I go back from time to time. So now as far as podcasts, and there are other ones there, so make sure that you read. Some of them are Elizabeth's favorites. And then there is a huge list here. There is some other like Atomic Habits, Attracting Perfect Customers. Now, Millionaire Success Habits, I want to talk about this one for a second. This was written by Dean Graziosi. I don't know if you guys know Dean Graziosi, but he was a real estate investor / mentor. Started back in the 90s. Actually, back in the 90s, I read a lot of his real estate books because, you know, he had good ideas. He's definitely somebody who walked the talk. And he was doing coaching programs, you know, everything else as well. He kind of got out of that. I think he went through a lot of personal things. Again, you know, we go through life and go through phases. And now he works with Tony Robbins. I was in Arizona, in Scottsdale, back in November, and I met him in person. Actually, I have a picture with him. I walked up to him and say, hey, you know, you actually were an inspiration for me for where I am today. And he wrote his book, and Elizabeth read it. I didn't personally read it yet. It's called Millionaire Success Habits. And she said it really opened her eyes to a lot of things. She really loves that book. So with that said, I know Dean Graziosi as a real estate investor, as a mentor, a lot of respect for him in that field, and I'm sure he put up a great book. And like I say, he works hand in hand with Tony Robbins on a lot of things. So I'm sure there is a lot in that book that can be definitely resonated with. Okay, now let's talk about some of the podcasts. So obviously we have our own podcast, Real Estate Investing Women. So we are on iTunes, we're on Spotify, we're in Google Podcasts. So we're on all major podcast channels. So make sure you look us up, Real Estate Investing Women. If you go to our website, realestateinvestingwomen.com, we actually have a podcast there. It will give you all the podcasts, and then you can select what channels to listen to. A couple of them that I personally like to listen to is one by Rob Dial, Mindset Mentor, which I also met in person when I was in Arizona. He was in this community there of very successful people. Mindset Mentor is a great podcast. It's a great podcast, and he definitely goes into a lot of topics. Very active podcast. He posts every couple of days. So that's something I listen to a lot during my walk. And also I like the one Business Unusual by Barbara Cochran. This is very short podcast. She does very short ones sometimes, maybe 6-7 minutes, but very impactful. She'll give you a tip, which is very, very impactful. So really listen to Business Unusual by Barbara Cochran. That's also a great podcast. So this is kind of the ones that I wanted to share with you. And Elizabeth has more here, which, by the way, like I said, go on and listen in. Download the PDF and you can check those out. Now, if you have anything, I see, hey Sonia, I see Miracle Mornings has been an inspiration for me. Have all the points on my fridge, right? That's great. That's a start. Anyone else that wants to share any podcast or books or anything that you think you would like to share with anybody? Okay. So now let's go ahead and do the raffle. Meanwhile, go ahead and type in the comments here any other books or podcasts that you would like to bring to the attention of the community. That would be great. Okay. Now on the raffle, there's also another book, a couple books here that I personally like. I didn't talk about it. One is Attracting Perfect Customers. I actually brought this book to the attention of Liz and other people years ago. I've been reading this book for a long time. And I'll go back to it for a couple of years. So basically, it's actually funny enough, it was written by a marketing company who actually used the strategies of attracting, law of attraction to market. They never spent money in ads or marketing. Okay, so it's a very interesting book. And it's about really opening up your mind to the possibility, creating your avatar, and being a life force like a lighthouse. And if you go to my personal website, I have realestateinvestingwomen.com, and then I have my personal site that's been around for a long time, which is lauraalameri.com. So check it out. On the header of the website, there is a lighthouse, which, by the way, is Cape Florida here in Key Biscayne. I live near Miami. But this lighthouse is there. And the reason it's there is this, because I got inspiration from this book. They say, you need to be like a lighthouse, okay? A lighthouse is steady, stays in one place. It guides people, attracts people to her, right? It's about guiding people to really go into a safe harbor. So that's a lighthouse. You're supposed to be like a lighthouse. You're not going to be running up and down the beach, waving at people, hey, no, you don't do that. You don't chase people. You don't put yourself out there like that, all right? And so in real estate, it's really, you have to take control. You have to have a little more authority. You have to show respect for yourself first, and so you're going to attract the right people. People are going to resonate with you. They're going to act differently with you. Before you pick up the phone, before you make the call, before you reach out to people, if you change your mindset 5 minutes before, you say, you know what? I'm going to make valuable connections today. I'm going to talk to people, and they're really going to respond to me because they know I'm there of service. I'm there to help them. I'm the lighthouse, right? So then you are going to have different conversations. It's like this energy is going to move through the phone line. Okay, so that's something that attracting perfect customer is about. So this company, like I said, built a business, marketing business without using any of the regular marketing venue. And you can use a lot of this building, like the avatar, like Linda Torres say, is really one of the keys that they talk about. So that's one of the books. The other one is Atomic Habits. I haven't read it, but I know it's a great book. Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. Love Dean Graziosi, so I'm sure that book is amazing as well. Miracle Morning is going to be there. That is a book. It's a must. A must, yeah. If there's one book, that's a must. And then the other book, which I read, and Elizabeth's favorite, I think she had to buy a second copy because she read it so much, which is Rich as Fuck by Amanda Frances. And it's really about, understanding the energy of money and how to. I have read a lot over the last year about the energy of money, okay? Because the thing is, money is just energy, guys. Think about it. It's just something. When you go and look at the number, it's just a number. This is across the screen or on your ATM screen when you go to the bank. It's not real. It's not real. You say, what do you mean it's not real? It's not real. What makes you say you cannot add another zero to that? How can you add another zero, 2 zeros, 3 zeros to that? Believe it or not, it's nothing to do with, yes, you have to take action, but it all starts from here. It has to be inspired action. Okay? It's like I say, if you want to win the lottery, you need to go buy a ticket, right? If you want to make a great business in real estate, you have to do certain steps to get yourself out there in the real estate business. So that's the thing that you have to understand. It's energy. It moves from one side to another. But once you understand that, then you can create anything you want. Okay? So that's the thing. Money to me is just a measure if I'm going in the right direction. Obviously, the more money I make, it lets me know that I am moving in the right direction. I'm doing the right things, accomplish the goal. Because the universe, remember, universe has your back. The universe is going to let you know if you're doing things the right way or wrong way, that are in alignment with who you really are. Okay? So pick up on those clues. Pick up on those clues. There are over 200 clues a day that the universe gives you if you are doing the things in the right direction, in alignment with what you are or not. Just keep your antennas up. Okay, so raffle. 5 books. Millionaire Success Habits, Attracting Perfect Customer, Atomic Habits, Miracle Morning, and Rich as Fuck. So do you want to know who's going to win this book? I got the name here. And this goes by the person that contributed the most on the post. Okay, so it's going to be Rebecca Cordero. Is Rebecca Cordero here today? Is Rebecca here? You need to email in questions at realestateinvestingwomen.com. So, okay, I don't know if she's here today, but hopefully she'll listen in and get the fact that it has. So, great. Okay, couple of things, couple of announcements. We are going to be in New York City this weekend. Guys, this is worth traveling for. If you live, we had people last time coming in from Pennsylvania, coming in from Massachusetts, Virginia. So this is something that you really want to be there for, okay? I have something I'm going to share with you this weekend, which is what is actually the new strategies on the block, which are working in 2023. We have not talked about this yet. This is something that is of talking with other investors, mentors, and so forth. This is something new. Some of the stuff you've heard, you never even heard of before. And this is something that's on the radar for you to do it. So if you can make it to New York, that'll be great because you're going to get heads up on what that's going to be in this year. It's going to revolutionize things the way they are. Yes, I've done it before. It's nothing new. They just call it something different. But this is definitely on the radar to move it on into this next year. That's the thing about real estate. You can always make money in real estate. You just have to reinvent yourself. So if any of you are worried about now, you're on the fence, you say, ooh, with everything going on in the world, guys, this is the time to do it. Like Warren Buffett said, be greedy when everybody's fearful and be fearful when everybody's greedy. Okay, so be out there. There are different ways to make money right now, and you're not having no competition because a lot of the investors are dropping out. So this is your time. Okay, so I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in New York. We're almost sold out, guys. I think we have about 6 or 7 seats left. So, between today and tomorrow, but looking, it's about 70 plus women that we are hosting here. So it's going to be big enough to have a good networking and great community, small enough so you don't get lost in the shuffle. We're going to have food there. We are having raffle prizes. We have a lot of fun interactions. I'm going to have you guys work on things. So be there on, and I see if we can post here the link for the event this weekend. That would be great. Okay, so that's one thing we have going on, and I'm looking forward to it. Now we also have a retreat coming up here at the end of in May. Okay, starting May 19th, we're having a bus tour on Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday we actually have training from everything to wholesaling, buy and hold, fix and flip. We're going to have private lenders and title companies on site. So it's going to be a lot of interesting things going on at that retreat. A couple of things also. We're going to talk about retreat, some of the new things that are happening out there in the world as far as real estate, and how you can really capitalize on that. Okay. Also, I'm going to have some of my past students who are now become coaches, and I'm going to have somebody share how they moved. They came to me about 3 or 4 years ago. They wanted to buy rentals. They're going to have now, they have all their rentals already paid for, guys. 3 or 4 years, they already paid off all their rentals. How did they do that? They're going to share it at the retreat. Okay. So they own 9 rentals right now with no mortgages. The other thing and they didn't use their own money, by the way. So the other one that we're going to share is also going to have another one of my past students, and she actually going to be a treat for you guys. She's going to be in New York. She's actually flying to New York to visit some friends. So anybody coming here is going to meet her. She deals in long and short-term rentals, doing arbitrage. Okay, doing arbitrage. So now, Linda, by the way, it's not OPM that they paid off the rentals. That's the clever part. They don't know anything to anybody. That's the clever part. They actually leverage 2 different strategies to get all the rentals paid for. It will be explained at the retreat. This weekend we're going to have Dawn. Dawn is actually one of my past students. She does rentals. Right now she owns over 50 Airbnbs, over 50 guys. And also she's only in her early 30s. So she's going to be in New York this weekend. Great treat for anybody coming there. If you can come to New York, she's also going to be at the retreat in May. Okay. So those are the 2 events here. I'm going to see about posting the links here on the thing. I'm just going to go ahead and see, since anybody has any questions or anything that you want to share while I look for the links. Anybody want to share? Okay, so I'm going to post the New York City link right now. It's going to be in the comments here. So if anybody wants to register for the New York's workshop, that's the link right there. And then I'm also, if you cannot make it to New York, this is something traveling for. Now, let me talk about a little more about the retreat in May. This is like it's going to be an experience retreat. What do I mean by that? We're doing a lot of things. We have a bus tour. We're having yoga in the beach in the morning. We're having a dinner with us, the coaches, and we have a mermaid burlesque show. It's going to be mermaid floating in the background in a huge tank while we're having dinner. We having all kinds of things. We have a networking event and this hotel, by the way, this conference room, guys, is right on the sand. I mean, we open the room. It's like these beautiful doors that open up on the sand, so you can put your toes on the sand during the break. So it's going to be more like an experience event. And the hotel rooms that we have are right on the beach. This is a really nice hotel, by the way. This is not a cheap hotel, but it's phenomenal. I think only $169 a night for a beach front oceanside room. Come on. no, I mean, no, I want to stay there for a week at that price. So, but that's the thing we have. So we have very limited rooms. I think we have less than five, I think, available right now. We have, we still have tickets left. We have different, we have general admission up to VIP, and including bus tours. So look at the options. I'm going to post here the link so you guys can go check it out and sign up. Like I said, if you want the room rate though, you need to sign up for the retreat, and then you get the room rate as well. So let me go ahead and get the right link here for you. Sorry, I'm on another page, and post it so you can get more information about what we do and what you sign up. Okay. Yeah, Sonia, it's gonna be really great, and all the coaches are there. I'm gonna be there. Liz is gonna be there. Jimmy and Patricia, Don, Juan, Maria, anybody you guys have seen as far as coaches are going to be there for the whole weekend, so you can sit down and talk with them. Great. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for being here. Sorry about the little technical thing in the beginning. I'm looking forward with talking with and seeing all of you, some of you in New York, and keep posting. If you have any books or retreat or podcasts that you want to bring to our attention, please go ahead and keep posting them here in the comments. Great. Looking forward to meeting a lot of you. Take care.